Welcome to TabletConnect. Today we're going to be reviewing the Cruz tablet T408, which is Velocity Micro's second generation Android tablets. We've reviewed the T103 previously, and this is actually, to our surprise, one of the most viewed reviews that we have ever produced. So it looks like the consumers are very interested in this, so we were anxious to get our hands on their second generation to see whether they've made any improvement. Unfortunately, if you read our reviews, we were not too fond of what Velocity Micro released. Specifically, the screen and the processor was the major weakness. And those are the two major components that you will want to look at when selecting a tablet. So this is a 8-inch tablet. Velocity Micro also introduced a T410, which is their 10-inch version. They run Android 2.3. There's no Honeycomb or Android 3.0. Basically, this is a 8.5 by length. The width is approximately 6.5 inches, and it is about 0.4 inches thick or thin, so it's a pretty decent tablet, and it weighs about a pound, or a little over under a pound. So it's a little light, but for this particular size tablet, we could have preferred to have a lighter version. Basically, in the exterior here, you see there's a front facing camera, some LED lights. On the top here, you're going to see the headphone jack. You're going to have the micro USB and the SD card slot listed there. On the side here, you have the power button and the two volume buttons. Other than that, there's no other connectors on here, as you can see. So on the front here, this is again an 8-inch screen. The resolution is an 800 by 480, which is typical for this particular class of tablet. Obviously, with the price range, you're not gonna find a lot of high-end ports and extras that you would typically expect from a high-end tablet here. Okay, the body actually, you can see its front, very glossy, plastic looking material. Unfortunately, Velocity Micro skipped out on the quality, because one good thing with their first generation tablet was that the body was actually a better construction. But you can see that it looks cheap, this bezel here. It's glossy, it looks plastic. The back doesn't look too bad at all. It's pretty much a matted body. There's a speaker, one speaker on the back, which we're not fond of having speakers on the back. We prefer to have them either in the front or on the side, because like we always stress, the sound is going away from you when you're listening or watching a video here. And it is only just one speaker compared to some tablets, or most tablets, that have at least two speakers. Okay, let's dig into the software itself and the interior. One thing to mention is that it does, the processor is a Samsung 1 gigahertz Cortex A8. This is a much better processor than the MIPS that they introduced in their first generation, which was pretty pathetic, to say the least. You couldn't really play any high-end games or watch certain videos, but Velocity Micro is introducing a 1 gigahertz, which is still outdated by today's terms, but again, for this particular class of tablet, was typically the type of processors that you will find. It is also in the no color, and also in the view book that we also reviewed. The screen is capacitive screen, is not resistive, so it's definitely a better improvement. As you can see, it's pretty smooth with the transitions here, moving it up, down. Has an accelerometer which has no problem rotating, and it is a full 360, unlike some the cheaper ones that would only rotate 180 degrees, but it's the accelerometer works well, as you can see here. Let's see the viewing angles, which we will get to in a little bit. I'll show you on that, but again, it runs Android 2.3. There are no physical buttons. There's no home button. And actually what Velocity Micro did was that they tweaked the Android 2.3 software, and as you can see, they put in virtual buttons here, similar to actually Honeycomb. So they took some of Honeycomb's or Android 3.0's button structure and actually put it in here. So it's actually on the top, so when you're using different apps, the buttons do remain on top here. So that's actually not a bad idea that they had in order to save buttons or the use of physical buttons, and that's the trend that Android is actually, or Google's actually going to go with for Android 4.0. They're all virtual buttons. So let's get into the multimedia. Okay, this is just, I want to show you the pictures. If you can see, the viewing angle are pretty poor, which you can kind of see when you tilt these. Unfortunately, the video doesn't really capture it, but it's not that great. But again, that's not a surprise for this particular price range. You can't expect a high-end screen, but it does a job. It's good enough if you just want to watch videos and so forth. And there's pinch to zoom. So that's that. Let's show you the videos here. The videos, they can play pretty much the major ones. Let's get on here. Velocity Micro claims that it should play MP4s, AVIs, and 3 GPs encoded with MPEG-4 codecs. With testing our test videos, we did have some problem playing the MOVs and AVIs with the stock video players. So I just want to show you here. Okay. This is actually one of our high definition videos. As you can see, it plays it pretty smoothly. There's no stuttering that you sometimes see with playing high definition video, even though the video itself or the screen itself doesn't support 720p, since the maximum resolution is the 480. But the stock doesn't actually recognize the AVI or the MOV format. If you use a third-party video player, you are able to play the MOV and the AVI. We use mobile player, and I just want to show you AVI, how that plays. And this is, as you can see, it plays it pretty well. And this is also a high definition video. I'll show you the MOV here, which is actually is Easter egg basket. And here you can see a little stuttering. It's again due to the processor. If this was more of a high-end processor, it would play this a lot smoother. But you can, if you notice it on the video, there is a little stuttering going on, so it is struggling to play this particular format. Okay, let's show you music here. For that, This is actually on the highest level, so you can see that it's not as loud as we would like it to be, but it's limited because of the one speaker. So that's that. I showed you the videos, pictures, music. Velocity Micro did include certain apps on here. There is no access to any of the Google apps. They did include Amazon App Store. Angry Birds was included. There's Amazon Kindle. Some basic games, checkers, chess. Some of these other ones that you see, I actually installed them here. Facebook is included, Napster. It has a file manager, which we do like. We believe that all tablets should include a file manager app, but actually surprisingly that's not always the case. Quick Office is included here, which is nice, and of course YouTube. So oops, and you can see it's YouTube. You can just scroll, not a problem. Okay. Overall, it's not a bad tablet. You should find this probably for about $199, which is a decent price. There's 512 megabytes of RAM. Again, it uses a Cortex A8 processor. The GPU is actually a PowerVR SGX540, which is actually a pretty decent GPU. So it is going to play some of the higher end games without a problem. Even though the GPU or the graphics processing unit itself is actually a little antiquated, it's actually still pretty decent, especially for this particular price range. It's definitely, you do not find that. And when you look at our benchmarks that we did in our review, you will notice that it actually did very well in all the benchmarking tests that utilizes the graphics. There's about 4 gigabytes of internal storage, so you definitely want to get a micro SD card so you can increase that. What else? One thing that we did find a little annoying is the Wi-Fi connection. Once the unit actually goes off, it has trouble re-establishing the Wi-Fi. Just want to show you in our browser, TabletConnect. So let's say you want to watch a video here. Actually, you know what, let me just want to download or click on one of the apps. Just turn this off, then wait a little bit, turn it back on. You'll get this message, no network connection. This is the only tablet that we have had this problem. It seems that when it goes into sleep mode, the Wi-Fi turns off. Understandably, it's to conserve battery, but it takes a while. It takes a few seconds to reestablish that Wi-Fi connection. We've never had this trouble with any of the tablets that we have reviewed, so that is one very disappointing item with this. But other than that, it's a decent tablet. If you can find this for less than $199, we would definitely recommend this. It's for the basic things that you can do with this tablet. It's not bad. You can play Flash on here, Adobe Flash. So again, it doesn't have the Google apps, which is not, again, any surprise. But if you're looking for an inexpensive tablet, this actually may not be a bad deal at all. But check out the full review at tabletconnect.blogspot.com for the full details, including the benchmark and results. And again, thank you for watching Tablet Connect.